chaotic, and it has changed my life. I'm a fan of his ever since. I love this collection. Of his most legendary supermodels and more. The four queens of the runway. Fashion, New York Fashion Week is right around the corner. Librarian tonight, and that's because I came to read a bitch. Jaja's Atelier, bitch. Welcome back to another episode of Jaja's Atelier. Of course, it's your girl Jaja. So we are knee deep in Paris Fashion Week. Can you guys see me with this dark lighting? This overhead light. It's a glare there, but yeah, let me cut it back off. I don't like how that looks. All right, we'll do it this way. Bear with me. So I'm sitting at my vanity again in my glam room because my phone wants to act crazy today with the storage and memory and everything. So we're going to shoot the episode from here. So again, we are knee deep into Paris Fashion Week. I just sat, as I was getting my makeup done, I just sat and watched the Balmain show. It spoke to me. It gave me everything I motherfucking needed. Let me tell y'all something. Olivier Rousteing is a black fashion force in Europe that is not to be played with. Okay, if Balmain is coming with a collection, a lot of the rest of y'all can sit the fuck down. Because, hey, honey, he gave everything I needed. But we're not going to talk too much about that. I just want to give him a huge shout out because I just finished, just finished watching it. So today's episode is really about Milan because I haven't done a wrap up for Milan and I needed to take a little bit of a break because, you guys know I'm still renovating my house and I have, clients. I just got a new client, last week and I just worked with her for the first time today. I'm going out of town today. It's a lot going on over here at, what am I going to call my house? I haven't thought of a name because, some people call theirs the Chateau or the May, or T.S. Madison calls hers the Maison. I don't know what I'm going to... the Penthouse. The Penthouse. I have a lot of things going on in the Penthouse, darling. So, anyway, I wasn't going to talk about this story because I had already had everything written out and already had, my notes for today's episode. But this story just keeps growing and growing and growing. And... listen, I gotta put my 2 cents in. I just have to. I have so many thoughts and opinions about this, and it just blows my mind how loyalty gets shifted depending on the target. So, with all that being said, there's this girl named Tessa Ressa, or Ressa Tessa, who is doing a 50-part docuseries on TikTok about her evil husband, who has just been dragging her, and the name of it is called Who the Fuck Did I Marry? I can only stomach like the first 5 minutes of episode 1 and then I was done with it, but I do feel sorry for her because a lot of us, bio women and trans women, we all get treated the same sometimes by these men. So of course they touched on it on the Breakfast Club and things got a little heated. Take a look at what Charlamagne the God had to say about this young lady. Take a look.
I hear a lot of big back behavior. Does she have a big back?
She do give Sheila that was driving up the mountain.
Okay.
What's your thing with big back?
No, I'm just saying, because in a situation like this, some of you big backs, y'all got to stop being so thirsty for a man. Big back belief isn't like everybody else's belief. Okay.
It don't matter how big her back is.
No,
it don't.
No, it does, because this is big back behavior. I'm going to be honest with you.
Charlamagne. I love Charlamagne the God. I'm a huge fan. I've loved him since he was on with Wendy Williams. We're going to talk about that too. This is the kind of diatribe that he thrives off of. He's always been this way, but we're at a day and time now, and I want to be careful when I say this. Black women are being mistreated and mishandled in such a way now that we cannot afford to have a black man stand up and not only body shame, but push a stereotype and a false narrative on a certain group of black women. Because listen, it's all fun. Yeah, I got a big back too. I got wide shoulders. I got a big back. You know, whatever. Look at these veins and elbows on my arms. I can't believe I just showed y'all that. I hate that. But listen, I have a big back and I ain't never been desperate for a man. I know several people that have big backs and ain't never been desperate for a man. But what I found the most funny about this whole clip was the most desperate of them all, the Baltimore Bottom, Miss Who is going to stand up for us black women, Jess the Mess, hilarious, standing by and not just being silent about it and not checking Charlemagne, but also joining in on the fun and also giving Jill Scott a couple of stray bullets that were unnecessary. So after that, T.S. Madison had this to say. Big back people, including me, are we gonna let Charlemagne the God get away with this? Are we going to cave in his face? I knew exactly what she meant when she wrote this. Charlemagne the God is not transphobic. He is not homophobic. In fact, I've seen interactions between him and C.S. Madison, and they have a jokey joke kind of. I don't know if they're friends, but they have like a jokey joke acquaintance. If you get what I'm saying, and when in the community, when you say caving in somebody's face, it means you're about to give them a good read. I don't like to use that term for this exact same reason because it can be misconstrued as a threat. But they know that wasn't a threat. This is the same queer, black queer slang that is all up and through Beyonce's album that y'all love so much. And I'm talking to my black folks that y'all love so much, even though the majority of you can't stand the dolls for whatever reason. So after T.S. Madison made her joking post, of course, they talked about it the next day. And who better to bring it up than Jess Hilarious herself? And she had this to say.
T.S. Madison, a self-proclaimed big backer, she publicly checked in on the rest of the Big Back Brigade to see how she should respond. And she said, hashtag big back people, including me. Y'all letting Charlemagne get away with that? Or are we caving his face in? Let me know.
Whoa.
Yep, there was no LOL, there was no emoji, there was no nothing. First of all, why nobody even talking to you? How you just include yourself into that? Now, if you were to say that to her, then what would happen?
Oh, they'd be calling for my head on social
What?
media.
I'm talking about social media, in the streets.
In the streets.
Everywhere.
They'll ask for you to be canceled, suspended, and all that.
It's like, what are we even talking about?
Well, let the record show, I didn't even know the young lady had a big back. Okay, I just said it sounded like big back behavior. And I know big back belief when I hear it.
Okay.
Of course, you know, Mother Maddie went on live and read Just Hilarious for Phil.
I don't know how somebody.
But I wanted to add my 2 cents because a lot of people weren't even understanding. They were just mad at T.S. Madison, not even understanding that she was doing the very same thing that Just Hilarious just claimed that trans women didn't do for black women just a few months ago. She was protecting black women. She was standing up for plus-sized black women. Let me tell y'all something about Just Hilarious. To my black women, she does not give a fuck about black women. She is the Baltimore Bottom. She's black. I'm going to get reamed for saying this. She is black trash with a government collar. And I find it funny that she sits up there and she says these things about black women. And this is not the first time she's done it. We saw the interview with Sexy Red when said, I'm not a fan of Sexy Red, but we saw the interview where Sexy Red checked her to her face and put her in her place. And everybody was all for it then. But when it's T.S. Madison, a transgender woman, I love to see the way y'all shuck and jive in the media. It's so hilarious. It's so hilarious to me how y'all shuck and jive in the media. Your support, what this whole thing shows me is that your support for black women is contingent upon if that said black woman fits your narrative, fits what y'all think a black woman should be. And I also find it funny that she's having this conversation about big back women being desperate when she settled for a man with 10 kids and a wife who is now doing interviews calling her crazy and delusional. Oh my God, the very same thing that she called trans women just not even a year ago. So the story continues after T.S. Madison. And wait a minute, before I go there. Her and Charlamagne's conversation in that last video. This is what a lot of you women do when you come up against one of the dolls. You look over to your left and you instigate a problem between the trans woman and your homeboy. When your homeboy had no pressure, in the words of Mother Madison, had no pressure with the trans girl. And even the whole, well, is that your friend? That ain't your friend, right? Is that your friend? The microaggression. That's what T.S. Madison is calling you out about. It's the microaggression. Now, T.S. Madison did go live and read Just Hilarious for motherfucking filth, as she should have. Because this is the same thing that white people do to y'all. It's so funny how the oppressed are so comfortable becoming the oppressed are so comfortable becoming the oppressor. And yeah, sometimes when y'all do it, it does fly under the radar because it's a microaggression. But now we're at the point in time where you can't get away with that anymore. That passive aggressive shit, you can't get away with it anymore. Just Hilarious, you are a transphobic bitch. You're a transphobic bitch. I've been saying this about her for years. This thing with her and T.S. Madison is not the first time. I have literally seen her on her channel, or whatever you want to call it, her platform, talking about the girls, talking about the dolls, talking about trans women and gay people. It's not the first time. She's been doing it. And there's an acceptance of mediocrity in the black community when it's somebody that is targeting us. Hence, the relevancy of Little Bussy Boots. Why are we still talking about Little Bootsy? We're not talking about D4L and them franchise boys. Why the fuck are we talking about Little Bootsy? Oh, because you put him in the front to push the narrative, because you're the rest of you are too pussy to stand on business and say how you really feel. I respect a bitch that tells me how she really feel. Don't sit up there and say, oh, but I got a trans friend. A trans person do my hair. That's the same thing the white people tell you when they get caught calling you a nigga, ain't it? Of course, after T.S. Madison went live, she had to respond. I'm not even going to post her response because it was asinine and stupid and ignorant. Of course, she was calling T.S. a man and all of this. That's all you got, girl. That's all you have. You are the Baltimore Bottom. You're not funny. You're cute, I guess. You got your job on the Breakfast Club. Listen, it's a great spot to have. Congratulations. But if you're going to sit up on such a historic, iconic platform such as the Breakfast Club and Power 105, then maybe you should use it to bridge the gap instead of using it to divide and conquer. Because I saw that shit that you did in that last video. And that's what a lot of black women, and I'm talking to my black women. And if this ain't you, then don't come from my neck. But we all know those black women who police heterosexual men into having a problem with the dolls. I've had it done to me by a girl who I was friends with for 11 years. Oh, and you know, her and Just Hilarious have similar things in common. Location, location, location. This is what y'all do. It's the passive aggressive, you know, microaggressions. It's no longer tolerated. Because when a white person does it to y'all, y'all expect all of us to stand behind you and protect black women. But you don't do the same for us. Not all of you. Now, to the ones that do, I salute. But listen, they just found a black man, I think he was 25 or 26, hanging in a tree in northern Georgia. Maybe if black media would put the same amount of energy into that and to finding out what really happened to that young man instead of bullshit like this and transphobic rhetoric like this, hey, who knows what could happen? Anyway, I just couldn't go on without speaking on that because she's been doing this for years and she needs to be canceled. I never thought in a million years that I would say this, but please bring back Angela Yee, because I'm going to tell you something. If Angela Yee was sitting at that table when Charlemagne said what he said about big backs, and he was being funny. I'm not even mad at Charlemagne. He was being a dude, and he said something stupid about and misogynistic about women. That's what he does. But you, my dear, I caught it. And the rest of the dolls caught it too. I'm going to tell y'all something. Black people, queer people, it's time to bridge the gap. I don't know if y'all are watching the news, but there's some crazy shit going on. It's time that we bridge the gap. I'm so sick of this black versus queer culture bullshit. I'm so sick of it. And then you sit up there and play in our face like, I don't have a problem with who, me? Yes, bitch, you. Insecure, ignorant black men and women with that government collar still shackled around your neck with the name Jim Crow engraved in the back. Yes, you. Anyway, let's move on. So, listen, I told y'all I was not going to watch the Wendy Williams documentary. I'm going to post this picture up of her right here because I'm not going to post any images from that Lifetime documentary. I just can't do it. I can't do it. But this is a picture of Wendy in better times. But I watched her niece on The View. And I have to apologize to the family because I said fuck everybody involved without knowing the entirety of what was going on. And, you know, listen, I'm new to this podcasting things. Hey, we're going to make mistakes. We're going to say things out of turn. But one thing I will do on my small platform, as somebody tried to point out to me earlier this week, is hold myself accountable. And upon watching that woman, Wendy Williams' niece, I forgot her name, explaining why the family got involved, I had to watch it. I don't know what Wells Fargo has going on, but the FBI or somebody needs to investigate. I came across a story of a black couple, an elderly black couple who was going through the same thing. And by the time his conservatorship was up, the husband, they had 15 cents to their name. And they banked with Wells Fargo. The woman who has been appointed as Wendy's guardian has allegedly been caught dibbling and dabbling in campaign fraud, allegedly. Why didn't they, if her family wanted to intervene and help, why would you not give custody, I guess, to the family? I still say fuck Lifetime. Even though you have great, movies, I still say fuck Lifetime. I still say fuck Black China. Because I just feel like those specific two entities are opportunistic. I don't know the relationship that Black China has with Wendy. But for you as a black woman to sit there with an icon in her home and see her looking that way and see a camera rolling and not have the decency to say, hey, I can't do this. I want to talk to my sis in private. She don't need to be recorded like this. It's something about that scene that really just made me sick to my fucking stomach. And it wasn't what they were talking about. It was the way she looked. I have heard Wendy on her show say countless times, y'all will never see me without a wig. Y'all will never see me less than what I present every day on the show. And I just remember her constantly saying that. So the fact that, it went down like that, I just don't understand. I'm praying for you, Wendy. I do think that there's a light at the end of the tunnel for Wendy. Somebody asked me if I ever think that she'll work again. Well, from what the documentary and her son were saying, the dementia is alcohol induced, allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly because this story is so big. So if it's alcohol induced and it can be reversed, I definitely see her coming back to the YouTube podcast space. I don't know if she'll be well enough to be back on TV, but I could definitely see her setting up a nice spot in her new home or in her apartment in New York, whichever, and reading The Girls for Filth again and showing people like Jess the Mess how it's really done. So I'm praying for you, Wendy. I love you. How you doing? So, on to more happy things and more stylish and fashionable things. The SAG Awards Best Dressed. Honey, the SAG Awards red carpet gave, honey. So first, we're going to go with Miss Issa Rae. Take a look at Miss Issa Rae in this beautiful champagne-colored off-white gown. I didn't know who she was wearing at first. I was so surprised that it was off-white because it wasn't edgy. It was so soft and beautiful. They've done soft and beautiful before, but this was just so gorgeous. I absolutely loved this. I lived for this. She was styled by, I believe she was styled by Wayman and Micah, I'm not sure, but she looked beautiful. I also loved her hair. I love Issa Rae with longer hair. And I just love, and she does, I think she wears magic hair and she plays with the weaves and stuff, but she does it in a way that's natural and it fits her. She's not the girl to walk in the room with a 50-inch bust down. That would be me. But she's not that girl, and she owns that, and she finds whoever her hairstylist is works magic. I just love the natural styles that she brings to the red carpet and making natural black hair mainstream. I love that. Next for Best Dressed, Selena Gomez. I never thought I'd be saying this. It's just something about her I just can't get with. She's cute and she's nice and everything, but honey, I don't know what Selena's been eating lately, but Selena is thick, honey. And I am living for it. I love this body on her. She's wearing custom Versace. And I just thought she looked beautiful. She looked comfortable. It's one thing to look good, but when you see the the celebrities smiling and they're moving and they're not like in the outfit, just to know that they're comfortable and they can move in the outfit with confidence. I really love this. And I love your new body, Selena. You look so gorgeous. I saw a couple people online saying disparaging things about her, but I'm like, it's motherfucking Selena Gomez. She's the princess of whatever she does. And not the princess of music, though. I can't give you that, boo. But I said I wasn't going to be shady today. Damn! With my motherfucking fucked up grill. Anyway, I love that. Then we have the very sexy, very talented Coleman Domingo. Coleman Domingo is also wearing off-white. Let me tell y'all something. Coleman Domingo, I usually don't talk about the men because men's fashion it can be really boring, especially, on the red carpet at these events, But Coleman Domingo is a trailblazer for men's red carpet fashion. Let me tell y'all something. This look was everything. His skin was glowing from the inside out. I was living for it. I love pink and black. I absolutely love. That is one of my favorite color combos is pink and black. And to see it on a black man, a strong, beautiful black man such as Coleman Domingo, it just really churned my butter. Okay. Next, we have the iconic, the legendary Shirley Ralph. Shirley Ralph is wearing... Alright, I'm gonna tag their Instagram in this because I cannot pronounce their name, and I've been fucking up names lately. Y'all know I have a lisp. Anyway. And I just thought this dress... Listen, Shirley Ralph does it every time. She makes me look so forward to turning whatever age she is. I'm not going to call it out because that's rude. She is timeless, honey. This black dress was everything. And I know she's wearing a black designer. I do know that. I just can't pronounce the name. And she was styled by her daughter, Ivy Coco. I gotta get listen, y'all know I gotta do my girl Shirley Ralph because she is a member of the Caribbean diaspora and she is also a fellow Jamaican. Okay. Oh, it is really raining out there. Guys, listen, I might not be going out of town tonight. Maybe I'll leave tomorrow. So Shannon, be prepared for me tomorrow. I'm not coming tonight. I'll call you after this. So I love Shirley Ralph. My best dress of the night, I'm gonna say this. Divine Joy Randolph. Divine Joy Randolph has been killing it all award season, not just on the red carpet, but also on the stage. I did not know who she was. She is so accomplished, so talented, and she has been raking in all the awards. She is a SAG Award winner. She is a Golden Globe winner. I don't know. She is a BAFTA Award winner. She is a shoo-in for the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. She was in this movie called... Let me look at my notes. Oh, The Landovers. I caught a couple clips of the movie, and I just thought her character was riveting. She's studied in England, in the UK. She's been on Broadway. And shame on black media for not posting more about this girl. This girl is everywhere right now. She is wearing Valderini Satini. I'll tag it. I'm in a rush. I'll tag it. And the rain is kind of throwing me. She looked absolutely stunning. Wayman and Micah have been styling this girl all award season. And every now and then, I'll see her popping in and out. But the media hasn't been covering her the way they should. Excuse me, y'all. Give me 1 second. Somebody calling me. Hello?
Hey, you alright?
I'm alright. I'm not coming tonight. I'm going to leave in the morning. It's pouring down fucking rain. and the wind is fucking whipping. You said what?
I figured that.
It just started raining. I'm shooting my show right now. Say hi to the people.
Hi.
That's my sister Shannon. She's going to be on the next episode of Thrift Trip. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. But I'm supposed to be driving up there right now, but not in all this rain in my good short wig, honey. What do you have to say about that, girl?
I'm gonna keep it PG for the page, okay?
Oh, you don't have to keep it PG. I just read Just Hilarious for motherfucking Phil.
Ooh, honey, no.
What's my favorite term wait, I'm gonna show y'all how good she know me. What's my favorite term when I'm reading black folks?
Black trash with a government car.
But we only say that that's only a certain type of black people. Black people are not a monolith. We are not a monolith now here on the YouTube Jaja's Atelier channel.
No, we're not.
We're not. We keep it cute. But we will tell the truth in this bitch. Huh?
Some of us were born with a little bit more class.
Correct.
And that's okay. That's okay. It's mutual respect across the board. Okay? Mutual.
But we will read if need be. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. You know what? So when I get to Richmond tomorrow, after we go thrifting, me and Shannon are definitely going to go live for y'all. Because, listen, this is my best friend of 15 fucking years. We've never had an argument. And I keep on telling her she needs to be on fucking camera, but she won't do it. But she going to do it this week. She going to do it tomorrow.
Okay, all right, I'll do it. But listen, call me later, love.
I will call you later. I'm going to call you as soon as I'm done.
Okay, all right, bye-bye.
All right, bye. I had to answer that because she thinks I'm on my way and she was worried about me because I don't like to drive and she knows that. That's my big sister. She take care of me. So where were we at? Oh, yeah, Divine Joy Randolph. Yeah, she needs way more media coverage. Way more media coverage this girl needs because, honey, Divine, Miss Randolph, I wish you nothing but blessings. You've been killing it on the red carpet, and I have my fingers crossed that you take home. I know you're going to take home that gold, that Oscar, man. I believe Sunday is the Oscars. Ooh, we got a lot. It's Paris Fashion Week, the BAFTAs, the SAGs. I'm just all over the place. Anyway, so more tea. More tea, honey. More tea. So, political analyst Raymond Arroyo is facing backlash after claiming that that Trump is going to gain more black voters upon the arrival of his puss-ass gold tinfoil hot tops. Take a look.
Even the sneaker thing. I was on social media last night. Very interesting as you see black support eroding from Joe Biden. This is connecting with black America because they love sneakers. They're into sneakers. They love this is a big deal, certainly in the inner city. So when you have Trump roll out his sneaker line, they're like, wait a minute, this is cool. He's reaching them on a level that defies and is above politics.
Should I take the gloves off today or not? I feel like I already did take the gloves off. Listen, Mr. Arroyo, you are a goddamn fool. To sit up, hold on. Let me not even go there. I'm not even going to read him because, first of all, he was on Fox News. That's what they do over there. They push false narratives and false stereotypes about black people and about, the people in Gaza and the people over here and anything that's not white. This is what they do. But I'm going to speak to my people for a minute. Let them say whatever the fuck they want to say. Let them say whatever the fuck they want to say. Now, what I will say about it, in reference to us, is we do play a hand in helping push those stereotypes. Not 2 days after I saw this video of DJ Khaled.
I don't want to get my Jordans dirty. Can I get everybody to help me? Please, everybody help me.
Get on the side.
This is what we're promoting. I can't get my motherfucking Jordans dirty. This is a 450-pound, 6'8" man. I don't know if he's that tall. I'm being funny, but 6 foot something man having to be carried to the stage like Cleopatra so that he wouldn't get his Jordans dirty. Then I also have this video of Fat Joe opening his new box of sneakers and licking them like a Eskimo pie fresh out of the pack. There are a lot of us in the black community who do help push this stereotype. And listen, it's okay to love sneakers. I just bought a very expensive new pocketbook and I'm in love with it. And I'm like, ooh, my baby, my baby. But you know what? We're in a space and time. Again, like I said about Charlemagne the God, it's the certain stuff that even if we do it, it don't need to be online. I'm telling you, Trump is sitting in a bunker somewhere with numerous TV screens, and all that's on those TV screens is the black media. What else are they gonna do so I can pick that apart and use that to gaslight a whole nother community against them? Or what else have they done that I could pivot and gaslight them into thinking that I really fuck with them? This is what he does. This is what a lot of the red belly right does. So listen, a motherfucker can say whatever they want. I done been called a nigger. I done been called a pickaninny. And I look at them people like, oh, okay. It doesn't bother me because you're not talking to me. As a matter of fact, you're a nigger for calling me a nigger. How about that? Listen, when he said it, I busted out laughing because I'm like, is this motherfucker for real? Is this tight-faced motherfucker for real? Like, he really said that? Because he wasn't talking to me. He wasn't talking to me, nor was he talking about me. This hair is not doing what I needed to do today. I know y'all just see my nappy roots. Fuck you. We have to stop helping push the stereotype. I also saw Trump stand up and he was talking somewhere, probably at a Krispy Kreme somewhere. You know, he'll go to the opening of an envelope. He's a stunt queen too. Larsa, that needs to be your next husband. Anyway, and he said, you know, the black people, they're more in love with me than they ever were because I have all these indictments. And I watched the comments online and black people were so upset. And I'm thinking, how the hell can we be mad? I'm watching y'all. I watched y'all say free R. Kelly. I watched y'all stay with that free thugger in y'all mouth. Now, I don't know. I'm not familiar with the Young Thug case because I really don't care. And then I'm going to say this. If you are a black person in this country and you think that money is going to be your excuse to get away with stuff that the white people get away with, no, baby, it is not. It's not. It's not. Listen, those type of white people, they do not care how much money you have. They really don't. They don't care how much money you have. They don't care what you own. They don't care about your G5. They don't care about your new Jordans. They don't care about how many bad bitches you done fucked. They don't care about how many Hermes bags, as some of y'all like to say, because y'all can't, you don't know the real history behind some of these brands that y'all plaster across your body. They don't care about none of that. Once they have used you up and they have no use for you anymore, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They will throw you to the wayside. And what's sad is we're starting to do that to our very own. We've been doing it to our very own. We have to stop pushing the stereotype. We're talking more about Krishan Rock and Blueface than we are about who the Democratic nominees are. Because all I know about is Joe Biden and Kamala. Where in the world is Kamala San Diego Harris? I hear about Kamala, I hear about Joe, and I hear about Trump, the douche dump. I don't hear about anybody else. And I'm really scared for what's getting ready to come, because I hear so many of my brothers and sisters out here saying, oh, I'm going to vote for Trump because he gave us the $1,500, you know, he keep it real, G, you know, bruh, you know. Listen. And not all of us feel that way. Before you say it, yes, black people are not a monolith. But when the stereotype is all that we see in mainstream media, it does become a monolith. At the core of it, it's not a monolith. But on the surface, it's a monolith. And the surface is all anybody really cares about. That's all. And before I get off this, and then I saw Fat Joe went out and bought a pair of the Trump sneakers and posted it. Fat Joe went and bought the sneakers and posted. I don't fool with Trump, but I'm a collector. If R. Kelly makes a coffee table book and of stills of all the crimes that he committed, you gonna buy that too? Support black businesses. This is why they're able to get on TV and say the shit that they say, and can't nobody really. A lot of y'all don't have a leg to stand on, because this is the kind of shit that y'all do. I love black people. I love being black, and I always say this to y'all. A part of loving our people is giving them the harsh reality and holding us accountable. I have said things on this show about Krishan Rock. I called her a beast. I said she's, and that was wrong. It was wrong. Listen, I still kind of feel that way, but I should have kept it to myself. I didn't have to go so low down in the gutter. We all say things that we say and do things on our platforms that we shouldn't. But when it keeps on happening over and over and over, and then even with the men that we push, I see how the black community responds to Russell Wilson posting a picture with baby Future. That ain't your real son. Well, where is his real daddy? Looking for his next hoe? Baby mama number 25? Where is his daddy? His real daddy. And what's wrong with a man coming into a woman's life and embracing that child as his own? I have seen Russell Wilson, now we done got into a whole nother fucking story, child. But anyway, I have seen Russell Wilson take this boy to basketball games, football games, soccer games. He's teaching him different languages. He's teaching him how to play golf. He is showing him what a real black man is supposed to be. What's wrong with that? Yet and still, we praise people like Lil Boosie for tap dancing like Step and Fetch It on a court side at the basketball game. Who stole my jersey, man? There's a time and a place for everything. And there's a space for shit like that. But it need to be all the way back here somewhere. It don't need to be the first thing that we pop up as black people and see on the social media owned by our own people. Come on. Every now and then it's fun, it's cute, whatever. Ha ha, we get a good laugh. This motherfucker is stupid. But we need more of the core stories. We need the real shit. And I'm going to hold myself accountable, and I'm not going to be talking too much more about these crazy people either. Because again, this is a style and fashion blog. But I do feel passionate about current events and celebrity gossip and things. I do feel passionate about these certain things. But I'm going to start keeping it down to a minimum because, listen, this is not, we talk about hot topics, but this ain't This ain't motherfucking what they call it? What they call them people that be following them people around? Help me, y'all. This ain't paparazzi town or whatever the fuck. TMZ. That's what I'm. This ain't TMZ. But as a black person with a platform, I feel the need to not only hold myself accountable, but to hold my people accountable and say, listen, hey, you doing too much. Because let me tell you something, when this alabaster cricket said what he said, he did not pull this notion from thin air. White people look at Hollywood Unlocked too. White people look at the Shade Room too. White people see all that foolery, coonery, and buffoonery y'all got going on at Zeus Network, Lemmy. They see all of that. They see it the same way we see Honey Boo Boo and all that craziness over there. That trailer park trash craziness. The same way we see them and their bullshit is the same way they see us and our bullshit. The difference is they sit back and quietly watch our bullshit and then take it, spin it up in a blender, the gaslight blender, and spit it back out to you to push a false narrative or to draw you in just to drop you in a hole that you ain't never gonna be able to get out of. That's all. So now that we've gotten all that out the way, Milan Fashion Week, y'all. And yes, do y'all still write everything down? Listen, these are all the episodes of Jaja's Atelier. I write everything down. Somebody told me, you need to put your bullet points in the cap cut or whatever. I don't like doing it that way because then I feel like I'm going like this across the screen. So I like to write everything down. So excuse my notebook and excuse my pretty pink ink. All right. So listen, Milan Fashion Week. How did I feel about Milan Fashion Week overall? It was strong, but I was expecting a little more. I did catch some of the up and comings, like the ones that Vogue and everybody's not, they're not going to talk about. They're not household names yet. And there was some talent there, but it was a lot of kind of like the same thing, really. But I did have a couple of shows that did stick out to me. Overall, Milan is always great. But listen, when we talk about Fashion Week, there's always 2 rounds of Fashion Week a year. And the September round, the spring-summer round is always, to me, the most highlighted. I feel like when it comes down to February, the month of February for Fashion Week, it's kind of like, it's not really as the excitement around the fashion weeks in February is not as momentous as September. But I was listen. I'm coming to a place where I love the brands because I've studied them for so long. I went to school for this shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's coming to a place where I feel like I shouldn't even talk about them anymore because people are using these brands as a means to belittle the people who can't afford them. Instead of taking it for what it is as fashion and art and culture and really enjoy. Sometimes it makes you feel good just to look at it. Even if you can't afford it, just to look at it and admire it. Like, what's wrong with that, And that's not the fault of the designers and the fashion houses. That's the fault of the media. And that's the fault of these influencers. Some of these influencers who get online and brag about what they got and diss the next person that doesn't have the means to get it. Because what's going to end up happening is people are going to back away from fashion. They're not going to feel welcomed because they don't have money. And I don't think that that's right. I really don't. And a lot of these, and to some of y'all out there that's watching me, Some of these influencers that y'all love so much, they getting their shit for free. I recently, and I asked them if I could talk about this. I recently became acquainted with an influencer. I'm not going to say their name, but we've been talking back and forth. The person is a little younger than me, and they were admiring something that I had posted, and we've been talking back and forth. And I was like, they had this item which is very coveted amongst the fashion girls and boys, and I said, "Oh my God, can I see it? You know, this is beautiful." And they were like, "Oh girl, I gotta send this back." And I said, "What do you mean you have to send it back?" "Oh, it was on loan for me just to post about it, and then I'm gonna send it back. Because I can't afford this." And I was like, "Do a lot of them do that?" And they were like, "Well, yeah, if they may borrow, or it may be loaned to them, or they get it for free." And we've known this for years. But now it's like, we're forgetting that a lot of these influencers, they get the shit for free. I've had stuff sent to me for free, and I ain't nobody yet. I mean, I'm somebody. Oh, I'm going to be somebody. You know, let me not belittle myself. But what I'm saying is, I'm not a household name. You know, they're not talking about Jaja in the pages of Vogue yet. So it's just kind of like, we need to appreciate the art over the price tag. Because again, eventually people are going to start to feel like, well, if I ain't got enough money, then shit, fuck it. I don't even want to look at the shit. And that's not what you want. That's not what these fashion brands want. I hope that's not what they want. And that's not, you know, that's not what the business of fashion wants. Because what happens when those people are able to afford it? Because people be down, but they don't be down forever. I done been down and came back up plenty of a motherfucking time. I just came back up. For real, for real. For real, for real. I'm enjoying y'all today. I always get a little more spicy when I sit over here. I really need a cigarette, but that would be ghetto of me to smoke a cigarette during my episode. But I just feel like I'm at home with y'all today for some reason. I don't know. Where are my cigarettes, Chad? They're not even right here, so I'm not even going to get up because I don't have no pants on. Anyway. Anyway, I did take a couple of I should have took a couple tokes before I got on, but I did. But yeah, fashion is freedom. It's not a price tag. Look at how sexy I look. And I paid $5 for this fucking jacket. And look at the details in it. You know, I might change the buttons. I might cut it up and make it into a corset. That's what fashion is. Fashion is like trying something until you find something that works. What can you make out of nothing? Because I guarantee you, a lot of these influencers out here, honey, if they had to dress themselves or they weren't getting this free shit and they didn't have the money that they have, I would love to see them style their way out of a Goodwill. Like, and I'm talking about a real deal Goodwill, like a Goodwill, not one of these fancy secondhand Hermes, you know, not like a place like, you know, Vintage by Misty, who has some of the most amazing pieces in fashion history, as well as Johnny V at Pachuga Vintage. I'm not talking about some place like that. I'm talking about a real, like where I went on the last episode of Thrift Trip. You know, a place like that, a mom and pop thrift shop. I would love to see some of them style their way out of a thrift shop, a mom and pop thrift shop, especially down here where I live at, honey. If somebody's always giving you something for free, where's the imagination in that? That's not, you're not creative. You're just wearing the exact same shit that they had on the runway that they sent you. That's not creativity. So where is that fashion is artistry, not capitalism, right? Anyway, So, here are my favorite shows. I say all that to say, I want artistry back. I don't care how much it costs. I don't care how much it costs. Please do not come over here to my channel or my Instagram telling me how much. Oh, I paid $50,000. You know, please don't. If you cannot style your way out of a mom and pop thrift store, I want the wall. You get the wall. Anywho, with all that being said, there was some amazing collections. There was some amazing shows. Huge congratulations to everybody. My first favorite. And there were also a lot of first-timers. You know, a lot of creative directorial debuts. And that's where we're going to start. We are going to start with Adrian Apialaza. I think I'm pronouncing that right. With his debut as creative director for Moschino. Now, you guys know Jeremy Scott stepped down as creative director, and then they had somebody else come in. I can't remember his name. And he sadly passed away just days after it being announced that he was going to be the creative director. So they rush Adrian Apialaza. And listen, he did not, a lot of people were coming for his neck. I saw it. But let me tell you something. For the amount of time that this man had to do this collection, bravo. I loved it. He wanted to reach back into Franco Moschino, who was the founder of Moschino. He wanted to reach back into his 80s archive and just, you know, pull inspiration from that. I saw a lot of his own personal style in this collection as well. And let me tell you something. This collection, it looked, I could wear every piece. Everything looked so comfortable, but it was funky. It was stylish. And it was him, but it was also Moschino. I love this. I love this collab. I love this partnership. And give him the same amount of time as everybody else. I guarantee you in September, he's going to knock everybody's fucking socks off. Because some of the pieces that were in this collection were absolutely... It's stuff that I looked at and I was like, I wouldn't wear that. And then I looked at it again and I was like, but wait, that's kind of fly. So huge congratulations. Listen, I loved how free it was. I love the pleasant, these are my notes that I posted on Instagram. I love the pleasantly quirky layering and all of the overlapping prints. And the accessories just made me so happy. Those accessories, I looked at those accessories and I was like, oh my God, that is so cute. You know, but in the most fierce Milano way possible. My fourth favorite, for huge congratulations, Mr. Adrian, and I hope I'm not butchering your name. My fourth favorite is somebody that I have had the pleasure of messaging every now and then. Not like heavy or anything, but they're very responsive when you do give them love. They send it right back. And that is Tokyo James. Let me tell you something. This collection, first of all, Tokyo James is also a huge black force in fashion. If you don't know who Tokyo James is, please go look him up. He is all over my Instagram. So this is the fall-winter 2024 debut for Tokyo James, entitled Expansion. The designer partnered with Lagos-based designer Yusuf Aina to break the traditional stereotypes about the artistry of their native country of Nigeria. There was a sculpture that was placed as the centerpiece of the show that stood 6 feet tall. It was made out of fiberglass. I really thought it kind of gave me an anime feel. And listen, I like art, but I'm not as into art as I am into fashion. Like I couldn't have a conversation. Like I couldn't go to Art Basel in Miami and really have a conversation. Like, I would be the one, like, sitting back just listening, try to soak up as much information as I can. Because, you know, if you don't know something, it behooves you to just shut the fuck up, right? So I did like the sculpture. I did enjoy the partnership between the two young men. I thought the collection was absolutely stunning. Oh, my nail broke. This is a ghetto episode today, and this is probably the longest episode. Look at this. God damn it. I might as well glue it back on while I'm talking to y'all. I can't even find my nails. I thought the collection was amazing and such a great representation of the culture. My favorite piece of the collection was those beaded jeans. It was like these big wooden beads. I think it's like, I don't want to say macrame, but it reminded me of like those macrame. You remember back in the day, to all my 90s babies, you remember back in the day when your mama used to have those hanging beaded plant pots? That's what it gave me. And my mom is Caribbean. My mom is Jamaican. So we definitely had those. I believe she still has one, by the way. But it very much gave me that. And to put that on jeans, I said, oh, you're killing me, Tokyo. You're killing me. Also, I love the nuanced version of the traditional Nigerian party and wedding dress with that white traditional Nigerian mesh, which I believe the name it's Olvia, but I don't think I'm pronouncing it right. I just thought it was so beautiful. I loved it. Every time he touches down and debuts a new collection, I'm waiting and chomping at the bits. I get so much inspiration from him. It's insane. So huge congratulations to Tokyo James as well. Now, we're on to number 3. Damn, we are an hour in, bitch. Ooh, this is going to be hell to load on YouTube. Don't mind my black elbows. Fuck you. Third on my list, honey, let me tell you something. Domenico Dolce and Stefano Gabbana for Dolce & Gabbana. The Fall/Winter 2024 collection entitled Tuxedo. The way the design duo took the simple, classic menswear look of a tuxedo and broke it down into a complete wardrobe. Honey, I lived for it. I lived for the crow feather coat. I lived for the chiffon, honey. I lived for the black and white color palette, honey. So chic, so fierce. You can never go. Listen, I will forever be a Dolce & Gabbana girl. You guys know I love Italian culture. My grandmother grew up around Italians, and she embodied an Italian woman. She was a black Italian for real, okay? So I will always, and my grandmother was into fashion, and Dolce & Gabbana was one of her brands that she loved. She would always talk about Dolce & Gabbana. She loved Dolce & Gabbana. And so therefore I love Dolce & Gabbana, and this was just, and sidebar, did we not see Naomi's body? Baby, I can't wait to turn her age, honey. And I'm not going to call it out because, again, that's rude. But I can't wait to turn that age, honey, because y'all going to be in real big trouble. Okay? Let me get some money and some more age on me. So huge congratulations to Dolce & Gabbana. I absolutely love that collection. Number 2. Are y'all ready? Can you guess who it is? None other than the iconic Donatella Versace. Donatella debuted, listen, this collection was a huge show, a huge collection. It gave nuanced 70s, 80s, and 90s nostalgia while also reaching back into her brother Gianni's archive, may God rest his beautiful soul, to reimagine some iconic looks from his archive like this and this. And I also love the fusion of that preppy aesthetic mixed with kind of like, it also gave me a goth vibe. I really love this collection. I love those creamy leather structured dresses like what Anne Hathaway wore to the show. Anne Hathaway looks the fuck good, by the way. Salute to Anne Hathaway, honey. You look the fuck good. Devil Wears Prada did you good 20 years later, and you still are that girl. Okay, honey? So I really enjoyed that collection. And it was also... Did somebody say steak? I'm sorry. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten since this morning. I gotta go get me something to eat. And also, it was really good to see Bella Hadid on the runway. Sidebar, Bella, what the hell are you doing with Bradley Cooper? I don't like that for you. Anyway, so we have reached the end of the show. We have reached the number 1 for Milan Fashion Week, and people are going to come for my neck. I know. But listen, I like what I like, and I love what I love. Honey, we cannot talk about Milan Fashion Week without talking about Matthew Blasi for Bottega Veneta. Matthew Blasi has a way of taking... First of all, Matthew Blasi is one of the fashion world's worst kept secrets. His resume speaks for himself. And this collection, you really have to look at it because... And I had to watch the show a couple of times. Because the first time I was like, okay, I'm bored. And then the second time I was like... And then the third time I was like, yes, honey, yes! It's like those old school Destiny Child's records. Like, you have to listen to them a few times. Back in those early records, like The Writings on the Wall in their first album, like, you got to listen to it a couple times. And then after you hear it that third time, bitch, you are hooked, honey. And I'm hooked on Bottega Veneta, and I'm hooked on Matthew Blasi for Bottega Veneta. He has a way of taking the simple and turning it into a glamorous parade of just pure genius. I love the extensive color palette, the fabrics, the stiff, gorgeous structured leather, the pleated cottons, the free-flowing fringe skirts. Y'all know I'm going to try to remake this skirt with my own Jaja spin on it. Y'all know that, right? Okay. And also reinterpreting the house's signature accessories. Everything was go big or go home with this collection. Watching this collection, watching this show, it reminds me of like watching Whitney Houston sing one of her hardest ballads and watching her do it with such ease. That's Bottega Veneta. High fashion with ease. Matthew Blasi called me because I just got your new ad campaign and I could be the star. Honey, Bottega Veneta. High fashion with ease. Okay. Ad campaign. So, huge congratulations to Matthew Blasi. I'm sure he's going to be winning all kind of CFDA awards. I also want to send a huge congratulations to, though it wasn't one of my favorites, I also have to always give a huge salute to Maximilian Davis for Ferragamo. I love that collection as well. Although it wasn't one of my favorites, one of my top favorites, it definitely moved me. And I also want to give him a shout out as well. Guys, listen, I've been on here talking shit with y'all with my cockeyed mouth for 1 hour and 8 minutes and 25 seconds and counting. I cannot believe this. I'm getting so comfortable with y'all. Anyway, you guys, I am going out of town tomorrow. Like I said, I'm not leaving tonight. I'm going to leave tomorrow. I might try to, snag me a little piece since I'm going to stay home tonight and it's raining, Ain't nothing like getting a little piece when it's raining. But anyway, it's my business. I'm not going to be telling y'all all my business on here now, but stay tuned for a new episode of Thrift Trip, which is going to probably be coming either Saturday or Monday, depending on when I get back and I can edit it. And also stay tuned. You just heard the the big sister herself, Shannon Stovall, says she will be going live with me. We're gonna come up with a concept of what we could talk about. I'll go live on YouTube and Instagram since I have the phone and the tablet. So I'll have the details of that set up by the morning. So listen, I love y'all. I'll be back with my roundup and my favorite shows for Paris. Stay black, stay blessed, and most importantly, stay out of the mess. Love you. Ciao.